On today's DomainSherpa review, we discuss a user-submitted portfolio that includes Timeless.com, a killer brandable domain name, HikingStore.com, Cravings.com, and ReallySweet.com. We also discuss names going to auction soon at NameJet, including Cheesy.com, SkiBuddy.com, RunnersBlog.com, and EasyWills.com. One of the Sherpas needs a will. And we bring back the Name That Price game with a surprising result. Stay tuned. I have 3 sponsor messages before we get into today's show. First, if you have a great domain name and nothing to show when people visit, you're missing out on potential advertising revenue, leads, and partnership opportunities. NicheWebsites.com can build you a site quickly with a price option to suit any need. But as their tagline says, they don't just build websites, they build businesses. NicheWebsites.com. Second, if you're buying or selling a domain name or portfolio and you want an estimate of its value, Estabot.com is the place to go. Just like you'd visit Zillow.com to get an estimate of a house value, Estabot.com provides key information about the most important statistics so you can make an informed decision based on data. Finally, whether you're buying, selling, brokering, or financing a domain name, you need an escrow company that's properly licensed, bonded, insured, and audited. That company is escrow.com, and they've been doing it since 1999. Escrow.com. It's about trust. Hey everyone, I'm Michael Cyger, publisher of DomainSherpa.com, and this is the Domain Sherpa Review. This is the show where we get into the minds of successful domain name investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics. We have 3 sections to the review: an investor-submitted domain name portfolio to discuss and value, a marketplace list from NameJet.com, and we'll wrap it up with the return of our Name That Price game with a twist and 1 or 2 questions from the audience. Joining us today on the Domain Sherpa Review are 3 past Sherpas and thought leaders. In order from left to right, we have Adam Dicker, CEO of DNForum.com and NicheWebsites.com, the company that will help you build, rank, and update your business website. You know, the one you've been thinking about for years? Get going and contact Adam, NicheWebsites.com. Andrew Rosener, CEO of the domain name brokerage firm MediaOptions.com, and Shane Cultra, publisher of the blog DomainShane.com and owner of the Country Arbors Nursery in Illinois. Sherpas, welcome to today's show.
Thank you, Michael.
Hey Shane, in your honor, I'm wearing my shirt inside out so that, like you did with your sweater last week at your keynote speech.
Man, just when you think you're cool, there's always something you do to humble yourself.
Yeah, and it's usually one of your kids that like brings you back down to earth.
Brutal.
All right, you guys doing well today? I feel like we have extra time because we're not reviewing like 30 names from your portfolios this week.
Yeah, we don't have to be quite as nice either.
That's right. I did feel like you guys were being a little nice to each other.
There's a lot of hugging going on.
The problem is we like each other, so it makes it a little bit... Plus, it's interesting to see the 3 different types of mindsets when buying, and the fact that people actually... We make our predictions and how we feel about domains or valuations based on what we have in our own portfolios, and it stays consistent when you look at the portfolios.
Yeah, that's a great point. Everybody's got a different lens, and you can see the lenses by looking at your own portfolios.
And no lens is correct. They're all correct. There's many different ways to view a domain name that can make it have value to another person, and that's what really matters.
Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting is 2 things. Number 1 is the consistency, right? So it's good for people to see that, you know, we're literally putting our money where our mouth is. Like, you know, the way that I look at names and appraise them and judge which ones have value and which ones don't, you know, is pretty similar to the way that I've invested. Shane can say the same, and Adam can say the same. And so I think that consistency is critical to see. And then, like Adam just said, it's not that one of those avenues is the correct avenue. I think maybe one avenue or some combination of all 3 avenues may be the correct avenue for, you know, somebody else. But, you know, they all lead to success if you follow them and understand the key foundations of sort of the methodology that we've, you know, chosen to invest in our ways. If that makes any sense.
So when you post a note, Adam, to Drew, it actually shows up on screen so that everybody sees it. Drew, it looks like you have some sort of little something right here on the bridge of your nose.
like
You
a
got
piece
some
of
sand
pop.
on there.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
what
may
is
want
that? I thought it might have been like a drink of water because he had. It's gone. All right.
I was thinking sand. He was on the beach before
I
he
wasn't
came
gonna
in.
say anything, but Adam like pointed it out.
Well, I thought it was private. I didn't know it was going
I
public.
thought maybe I could touch it up afterwards.
Do we have to start that all over again?
No, we're good.
No, I'm wearing my shirt inside out. It's all good.
This
All
is
right,
live
so
TV.
we're going to take that lens and we're going to apply it to a user-submitted portfolio. We're going to jump right into the first section of the show. In the domain portfolio review, we take user-submitted domain name portfolios from you guys watching this show, and we provide honest and constructive feedback to the owners so they can either cut their losses, be more confident in holding their positions, or figure out a liquidation strategy going forward. If you're watching the show on YouTube, click on the link in the description below to see the full list of domain names discussed on today's show. Today's portfolio was submitted by Hiram Ip. As part of Hiram's submission, he made a generous donation to the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, which is working to help us all find a cure for cancer. Hiram's list of 25 domain names starts with timeless.com and ends with loved.co. Adam, let's start with you. What are your favorite domains on Hiram's list, and what retail price would you set if you own those domains?
Okay, so before we get too far into my favorites, I had a problem with Timeless.
Yeah.
I think it's a good domain name, but it's very hard to figure out what to use, but there's lots of businesses called Timeless. I mean, so it's good for an antique store. It's good for anything to do with, seems like apparel and certain types of clothes, because things go out of popularity and they come back. But it's a really tough one. It's a decent name, but I'm not sure I know what to do with it.
Huh. So you're thinking maybe apparel, maybe...
You know, it's really hard to say, and I was Googling Timeless to see what came up, and lots of companies start out with, like, Timeless this, Timeless that, but,
Yeah.
like, Timeless Moments, Timeless Day Spa, I mean, there's tons of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
songs come up a lot, but it's hard to figure out what to do
So
with
it's
it.
good that a lot of companies are using that phrase, right? It makes the phrase,
Well-
it makes the domain name more valuable.
No, I wouldn't say so, because the problem is you don't really know what they're looking for when they go there. Now, it could be one of those things where if you put analytics on it, maybe they're all looking for the same thing, and I just don't know what it is. Then it's more valuable, but like this, it's a tough one. The other guys will have different opinions.
Yeah.
Crazy,
So what retail price would you put on Timeless if you owned it, given that lens that you just applied?
You know, I'd put it much lower than the Estabot price. I'd probably put it at, let's say, 30 to 50,
Yeah.
and that's just because that's where I'd put it.
Yeah.
So Cravings. Cravings is a good site either as a diet site or a pregnancy site for women, because they're the ones that have the most cravings. You could do a really cool site with it. I'm not sure exactly on that one, but that one I kind of like. The best name on the list for me, even though it's not the highest appraised value by Estabot, is Popular. I think you can do a lot with that one as far as subdomains go. And like our former Sherpa, Rick Schwartz, when it's got a subdomain value, it makes it so much more valuable. Like there's sites now that do top 10 3D printers, top 10 this. So you could do popular 3D printers and do the most popular ones. You could do any possible category. It could be herbal teas. It could be pianos. It's got a lot of potential as far as getting indexed, getting reviewed, and if you do the top 5 for any category and you fill it with affiliate links, when people go through, you're going to make a lot of money. I like that one a lot.
Even though it's a .org.
No, there's a .com. Number line 7.
I'm sorry. Popular.com, did I leave that on the list?
Yes?
Yeah, that one's wrong. My apology. He doesn't own Popular.com. He had actually pointed that out to me as a domain name that is developed, and he was pointing out that he owns Popular.org. My apologies, Adam. So Popular.org is the one that's on the list. Popular.com, gentlemen, is not on the list.
Pretty much will reverse everything that I said.
Well, you do like Popular.com, and I like that one too. Do you
I
like
like
it for the .org?
No, not as much. Not even close. So let's go to some other ones that I do like. I like, I do like Cravings.
Mm-hmm.
I like Dinner Menu because I think it's brandable, even though it's only got a $600 valuation.
Yep.
I like Really Sweet for a candy shop, or for a dating type, not dating per se, but tip site. So things to say to a really sweet girl. There's a site that was just announced recently. It's called 9texts, TEXTS.com. I don't own it. I have no affiliation with it. But this guy gives you 9 texts to get anybody's interest, male or female, and that without being with being a little bit flirty but not being too aggressive. And it's a really cool site. The guy's a genius.
Huh.
You can download them free. It's called 9texts.com.
I'm gonna try with my wife.
I'll tell you, some of them are really good. So one of the ones I just barely remember. Like I would like to see. I'm just gonna pick any guy with her shirt off, like Jennifer Aniston. I'd really like to see. What do you think she looks? I think she looks good, hun. But I'd much rather see you with your shirt off. I mean, stuff that's cool, but it's not so corny like that. But anyway, yeah. I like Hiking Store. Hiking is huge. Ian, who owns Garden Media, just finished hiking up to Mount Kilimanjaro. He just got back yesterday, and I met with him for coffee this morning. Hiking is massive. Yeah. And yes, he went up with Sherpas, but he told me they're not called Sherpas anymore.
What?
No, they're called something else. I forget. I'll come up with it later. Sofa Place brandable. Other than that, though, without my popular there, I'll go with Really Sweet, Dinner Menu, and I'll stick with Cravings, because I think Cravings is a really good site for a restaurant, for a high-end edible store. I mean, it's cool.
All right, really, Adam, give me 3 prices. Cravings, Really Sweet, and Dinner Menu. What would you price them at retail if you owned them?
Cravings, I'd put at 10. Dinner Menu, I would put it about $1,500. And Really Sweet, I'd put it about $1,500.
Yep.
And sorry, hiking Store, I'd put higher than Esteban. I'd put about $5K.
$5K. All right. Hey, let's jump over to Shane. Shane, what do you like on Hiram's list, and what retail price would you set if you owned them?
Well, first of all, thanks Hiram for donating. So no matter what, he's a good person. So his portfolio, it's hard to disagree with Adam. I think we're probably all going to go to the same names. As I pointed out, kind of before we aired, these names came across, and he acquired these names recently. So he's probably going to be okay, because they were 12. Most of these were a year ago, and names have gone up in that time frame. So he's probably going to be okay. Most of these names I put on my list. Some I like better than others, but it's hard to disagree. I think Timeless is the best one on there. Cravings. I like Indulgence. I just feel that people don't know how to spell indulgence. It's not that hard a word. It's a good word. Indulgence is a great food name. We all eat too much food. We all want to see sweet things. I think it's a good name, but it's a little hard to spell. But I don't have much to add other than Timeless, Cravings. Hiking Store was my favorite. I liked Really Sweet. Everybody knows how to spell Really Sweet. Yeah. So
all right. So tell me, you like a lot of the same ones that Adam likes. Let's
And I'll do more the wholesale, what I think it would sell on NameJet.
Okay, let's talk about wholesale.
Because I think that's where most people, the end prices, we can put all kinds of things on it, but it's measurable when you put a price on what it would sell at auction coming up. And I think they all did. I just couldn't find the prices, which is good for him because we can't compare them. I think Timeless is probably going to be in that $8,000 range, even on NameJet, 6 to 8. Cravings would probably be less, probably be about 5. Hiking Store, $2,000. Naked Chef, I think, went for, again, this is a pure guess, but a $500-$600 range. And Really Sweet was $1,000, $1,200 would be my guess, but it's worth probably $2,000 or $3,000 now. Once we've talked about it.
Yep. All right. And doesn't it seem to you, Shane, that prices are going up on NameJet? I think it might have been you guys that were talking about it on Domain Chain, you and Aaron or somebody, but I follow a lot of them on NameJet because we're talking about them, and then we also, I have others that I like, and it just seems like domains go for a lot more than what I'm willing to pay nowadays.
Well, here's my idea of what's going on, and Drew he probably knows as well as anybody. But there's a lot of good sales. There's some guys that have had some names for a long time, and they're getting good money for those sales. And they're taking that money and reinvesting it. And they have a little bit more money than they used to, so they're willing to pay for good names, because to reacquire a solid name right now, there's a lot of people going after it. If you sell a name for $200,000, $300,000, you want to buy another name. And they're willing to pay a little more than the other people. And the Chinese market is huge. It's in real estate. It's the exact same thing in real estate. There's money coming from other profit centers, and they're investing it in more land in California. So it's just driving itself up.
All right. Hey, Drew, let's go back to you. What did Adam and Shane say that you agree or disagree with on Hiram's portfolio?
Yeah, once again, I think, we're all kind of touching on the same names. There's really only 3 names in here that I that I really like. There's probably more that, I'd back order on NameJet if they came up, and I'd watch, and if I was in the right mood, I'd buy them. But the 3 names that I like are Timeless, Indulgence, and My Interest. And, one thing I'll point out is, like, with Timeless, I love this name. I mean, for me, Timeless.com is a lights-out, Tier 1 brand, most certainly a 6-figure name. And if I owned it, I'd be looking for probably, like, multiple 6-figure, not $100,000, probably, $250 or even more. I mean, I look at a name like Timeless, and I look at who are the buyers. And I go, first thing that comes to mind is something like Patek Philippe, where for nearly a decade, their entire branding strategy for Patek Philippe is, you're not buying this watch for yourself, you're buying it as a caretaker for the next generation, which, summed up in one word is timeless, right?
Yeah.
So I think, if you're Rolex, if you're Timex, if you're Patek Philippe, Timeless.com is an absolute lights-out branding strategy for any type of campaign, whether it's radio, online, print, doesn't matter. Television. So I like
you'd
that
sit
name
on
a lot.
that one and wait, and you'd ask 250 plus, maybe 300, 350, somewhere in that order of magnitude on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to dig in a little bit more to really say, this is the price, but 6 figures for sure, and I don't think we're talking about $100,000. I think we're talking about more than that.
Yeah. So let me pause you for a second there, Drew, before we go on to Indulgence and My Interest, because I do want to know about those. Adam, what do you say after listening to what Drew says?
So, I mean, see, it's hard to say because, yes, a lot of slogans could be good with Timeless. But I still think it's not specific enough for me. Like Drew said, he would retail at $250. I want to make sure that we're setting the owner's expectations realistic.
Yeah.
So, Drew, I'll pose this to you. Forgetting getting them pumped up about $250, what would you pay for it?
I mean, I'd pay right now, Timeless.com, probably, up to $15,000, no question. I'd pay $15,000 right now for it. And if he wants to sell it, I'll take it for $15,000.
Oh, there we go.
So, and then if you look at the typical domainer strategy of, look, we're looking to sell that for 10x because, you're probably only going to sell 10% of your portfolio in your lifetime, then that brings you to the 150 that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going back to your question, I mean, the difference is, Drew would pay $15 for it, and that's probably a really good price for it right now. But to put the Hiram's perspective onto thinking $250, it's not a $250 name yet, unless it happens to get the right buyer. So,
well, yeah, he has to sit and wait for it.
But I just wanted to put a price on it that's a little bit more realistic than Drew would sell it at $250. We'd all like to do that, but no.
Well, $15K is like rock bottom. If you put it on the NameJet, it would sell for probably $30 to $50, just like you said, Adam, on NameJet with competition.
I don't know if I agree. I think you would do 25.
25?
Yeah.
Well, but it's still a good domain name. Like I said, I like the name. I just don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of an immediate business that people come to. I'm picking a watch company when if you split the words up, it's timeless, meaning no time. I'm not sure you'd want that as a watch company brand, but it'd be certainly a good slogan for the watch company. Our watches, but it could be for any product. Our product company. Timeless. And I thought of more slogans than anything else.
Yeah.
Like I thought timeless slogans or timeless as an advertising company, as a brand company would be great.
Yeah.
Because then their slogan and their campaigns are timeless. But it's a good domain name, but sometimes you need to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I like it for a photo sharing company. Like a Shutterfly, I think is much better as timeless.
Well, and it's good because it passes the radio test. I mean, there's no spelling issues in it at all.
All right, Drew. So you liked Timeless, you liked Indulgence, and you liked myinterest.com. Talk to me about Indulgence. Why do you like that one so much?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, this isn't a name that I love, to be honest, but I do like it. It's oneword.com. It's got multiple applications. Indulgence could be, some sort of luxury site. It could be, something about, I don't know. It could be the next Bloop.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a nice little brand.
It's a good name. It's no Timeless, but it's a good name. What would you price it at if you owned it?
If I owned it and I'm pricing it for retail, probably like 35 grand is what I'd probably price it at, and take anything over 25.
Mm-hmm.
I might price it a little higher than that just because, we've got the luxury of not needing to sell.
Yeah.
But, I think 25 to 35 is probably a realistic, reasonable retail price. And if I were going to buy it, I'd probably pay up to 5.
Yeah. What about my interest? I know you've said that you've liked the my domains in the past.
Yep, I've done well with them. We've sold a lot of my names. Tons of them. MyReviews.com, mypurse.com. I don't even know. We've sold a lot of mypersonality.com.
Yeah.
Which we later ended up getting back, I think. Anyways.
What would you price it at?
Myinterest.com. I don't know. I mean, it's not a name I'd pay a lot for. I probably wouldn't pay more than $1,500 for it. Maybe a little bit more, maybe.
Well, what would you ask for it?
And I'd probably ask 10, 15.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Drew, what do you think about the .guide new top-level domains he has? He's got Chinese.guide and restaurants.guide. Are those good new GTLDs to register?
Okay. Restaurants.guide, no. I mean, it should be restaurant guide. If it was restaurantsguide.com, I'd say the same thing. It's just not the right domain name. Chinese.guide, I don't know. It's like we've talked about before. Maybe it is. Talk to me in 3 or 5 years. Maybe. Maybe it was worthless. Maybe you should flush it down the toilet. And maybe, you're going to pull it out in 3 to 5 years and sell it for 25 grand. I don't, who knows?
Yeah.
Today, does it have any retail value or any wholesale value? Probably not.
Yeah.
I think the problem with all these too is what's the renewal? I get so confused. There needs to be a renewal.
Exactly.
Adam, we need to set up a renewal price sheet, like one page that you and I put the renewal prices of everything, so that we know what we're paying. Because hey, it's $100, but it's $400. I don't know what everything costs to renew.
Yeah, and I believe some of these, not on the list were also cosmetics.guide and cooking.guide that he owns.
Cooking.guide, I think, is the best one on,
I think so too, and I think he's paying.
Speculate on a name, in a new TLD. Cooking Guide would be on my short list. Cooking.guide, damn, that's a great,
Yeah, that's the best of the bunch, right?
Doesn't have a ton of liquid value right now. Mm-hmm. Although on NameJet, that'd still go for a few $100, if not more, maybe even a couple grand if you got lucky.
But doesn't the renewal price affect your thoughts of it? What if I tell you
renewal is a few $100s a year? Then bam, you take a huge chunk off the value. Let's say you take it out 5 years. And let's say it's $199. Premium renewal. Take it out 5 years. You can take $1,000, $2,000 right off the value, which puts it at virtually worthless. Yeah. So, I think that plays a huge role.
It's like making your car more valuable by the amount of gas in it. It just doesn't make sense.
Hey, Adam, if you owned loved.co, cuisine.co, and fluer.co.
Fleur, it's flour in French.
Let the Frenchman talk.
Fleur.
Fleur. Would you keep those or would you drop them?
Fleur, cuisine, and loves. I would drop them.
All three you'd drop? Drew, would you drop them or would you keep them?
Well, he's trying to say Fleur is flour, so it's flour company. Cuisine is like cooking company.
I'd probably hang on to cuisine, but the other one's just...
Cuisine, not cuisine. What's the
cuisine?
They say cuisine in Panama. Shane, would you drop them or would you keep them?
I'd probably drop them. I mean, I'd have to see how many. I don't know how much interest he gets in them. The only .co I've had any luck with are short ones that rhyme, bobo.co and so things with .co. Other than that, I haven't had too much luck, so I would probably drop them. I appreciate what they've done marketing-wise, but resale value I've struggled.
But it's not bad. I mean, flour company and cooking company, those aren't bad.
No, they're not bad.
I don't know. I may keep those two.
You might keep them.
regular price and see what happens.
Yeah. What would you price them at? $1,500?
Yeah, 1,500.
Yeah. All right, so Hiram wrote in a comment. Here's what he wrote. I somehow accumulated 1,000 domains since January 2014, mostly two-word.coms, a byproduct of brainstorming startup ideas. Of the 1,000 domains, I think probably only 100 are liquid sellable for a non-domainer like myself, and the rest are just sensible two words. I also got caught up in the new TLD rush recently, and I probably have 24 of the best .guide names, from cosmetics.guide to cooking.guide, but I realize this is a niche market for now. Hiram continues, my dilemma is that I am focused on executing a real startup now, and I just want to liquidate all of my domains as quickly or smoothly as possible. What's your advice on the best way to go about it? So we all know people that have gotten in the domain industry. You know, we all have done this. We bought a bunch of domain names, some of which have some value, some of which maybe don't have any value at all. And he just wants to liquidate a majority of them so that he can focus on his startup. How does he do that?
Well, he's in the same, it's not like he's unique. He's in the same dilemma as 99.9% of domainers, including all of us here and on this panel. So, yeah. I mean, how does he do it? There's no simple formula to do it. It's not E equals MC squared. He's going to have to work it. He's going to have to wait for offers. He's going to have to outbound marketing. There's no easy answer to that question.
There's no easy answer. Drew, you agree? No easy answer?
I mean, look, we deal in a world of illiquid assets, right? And so on any given day, when somebody's got money to spend, they've got a whole slew of opportunities to buy names, most of which are going to be better than these. And so it comes down to a matter of price. If you want to liquidate these names, there is no market for that. You could come to us. We can run them through NameJet for you through our brokerage account, and no reserve, and you're going to take what the market will bear. I mean, that's what the market's willing to pay.
Yeah.
I think it's, currently speaking, the most efficient marketplace in the industry. So if there is a current market price at all for any of these names, I think, you're going to get it there. And I think, prices can vary on any given day. Some are going to sell better than others. But that's as good as
NameJet is probably the most efficient one to bulk sell whatever for whatever domains for whatever you can get.
Yep. Outside of that, DN Forum.
Yeah, Shane, you agree?
But I mean, even not for most of these. Most of these are going to be like a needle in a haystack. He needs to go back in the cuisine and start cooking.
Shane, any advice for Hiram?
I hear people say my names are liquid. There's one way to prove whether they're liquid, and that's put them up at a place like NameJet or put them up at a place like Flippa. You're going to find out immediately, is it liquid?
Yeah.
If it's liquid, they will sell. It's
liquid, but there's a difference between this much liquid and this much liquid.
Hey, if you're looking to get rid of them and somebody's willing to give you $69, you take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And, I've done this recently. So, I'm trying to get from 120 investment domains to like 20 good domains that I'm just going to sit on and wait forever for the right buyer, or if maybe I'm just going to develop them out. And, there's no easy answer, Hiram.
I'm going to brag and say this is the one thing I don't do. I don't sit what Adam's doing as we're talking and register domain names. The hand regs you saw were pretty fun. Culture Club. I have a little fun there with some 99-cent names, but I have not hand regged 20 names in 10 years. I am not caught with – the junk I'm caught with is not erasing back orders.
It's not $100,000 in junk either.
Yeah.
But I talked to these guys with the renewals. They got 20,000 names they picked up in 2005 with portfolio buys and all these other things. And at $6 or $8 a year, it just adds up.
Totally. So, Drew, if Hiram wants – I'm sorry, Adam, go ahead.
No, he's right. I'm just shaking my head. He's right.
Drew, if Hiram wants to take his portfolio of 1,000 domains and say he wants to keep 10 or 20 of them, and he wants to just liquidate the rest, can he come to you with 980 domains in a spreadsheet, and you will list them on NameJet for him, take your commission, and let the cards fall where they may? Quick break from 3 sponsors of today's show. First, are you tired of being upsold and cross-sold when you buy or renew a domain? Then try the newest registrar being built from the ground up with a beautiful interface, competitive pricing, and 24/7 support. Uniregistry.com will surprise and delight you. The right domain can change your life. Uniregistry.com. If you're a domain name investor, don't you have unique legal needs that require domain name technical know-how and industry experience? That's why you need David Westlow of Wiley Rhine. If you've watched David's DomainSherpa interviews, you know he can clearly explain issues and help you with buy-sell agreements, domain name theft cases, UDRP actions, and even website terms and conditions. David Westlow is the lawyer to call for internet legal issues. See for yourself at davidwestlow.com. Finally, if you're buying a domain name from a private party and want to know what else they own, DomainIQ.com is the tool you should be using. View their entire portfolio, filter by Estabot value, and be a better investor. $49.95 for 250 queries per month. Visit DomainIQ.com/portfolio to learn more.
Right.
Drew, if Hiram wants to take his portfolio of 1,000 domains and say he wants to keep 10 or 20 of them, and he wants to just liquidate the rest, can he come to you with 980 domains in a spreadsheet and you will list them on NameJet for him, take your commission, and let the cards fall where they may?
Yeah, absolutely.
You would?
We do it for a lot of clients.
Okay.
We have very strict criteria in terms of the names have to be registered at NameJet. At Enom.
Enom.
The names must be registered at Enom. They must be registered for at least another really 180 days or more.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, so if he has them at GoDaddy, he's going to need to pay the money to transfer them over to Enom.
Exactly, yeah, and they need to be pushed to our NameJet holding account, where NameJet pulls them as they go live for backorder.
Man, it's tough to drop domain names that you've paid a few years for them.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta just man up, and that's it. That's it. The alternative is just let it expire, right?
Yeah.
You've got a sunk cost. That means nothing for what the value is today. Nothing.
Yep. All right. Any final thoughts for Hiram, gentlemen?
No,
right.
I think he's got a couple of names that'll serve him well.
Yeah.
I think look, if he wants to liquidate, come knock on my door. I'll take Timeless off his hands. There's a few good names in here that I think he made smart decisions on. I don't know what he paid for them. And then there's some other ones that, are less valuable. But, it's not garbage. I think he definitely probably wasted, it sounds like he wasted a lot of money on new registrations of new TLDs that was unwarranted and probably was not a smart decision. And, unfortunately, there's no liquidity for those. And so, particularly if they have premium registrations, I just let them go.
Yeah. All right, Hiram, we hope this review has been useful to you in your investing activities. We're going to move on to the marketplace list. This section is sponsored by NameJet, where we'll be reviewing 19 domain names heading to auction soon. First, for transparency, I always ask the Sherpas if they own any of the domain names listed below. Gentlemen, any of these belong to you?
Not yet.
One of them, Vespas.com, is not our name, but it's a client's name.
Okay, Vespas.com is a client of yours, so I'm going to reserve you to comment on that one after the other Sherpas, just on that one, Drew. All right, the list starts with model cars, and it ends with internetbrowser.com. I added a few on. I hope you Sherpas have those. The links below, just go over to NameJet for tracking purposes, and it's easy that you don't have to type it in over there. They're not commissionable links. Shane, let's start with you this round. What names do you like on the NameJet list and why?
Well, I love the add-ons. Cheesy's probably my favorite of the group. I think it's a great name. It's brandable. It's fun. Everybody loves cheese. That's probably my favorite of it. Who doesn't like cheese?
I like cheese with bacon wrapped around it. Yeah, cheesy is good. What do you think that one will sell for on NameJet?
Oh man, I hope not too much so I can get it. But
I know. Drew and I were just talking about a domain on NameJet. I don't think it was one that we talked about, but I saw him on the bidders list, and it ended up selling for 3 times what we thought it would sell for, what Drew's high bid was. What do you
Yeah,
think
isn't
this
that
one will sell
that's the
for?
story of our life this year.
Yeah. Cheesy.
Yeah.
What are you into it for, Shane? You up for like $3K on it?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 to 5K. I do like it. You know, it's generic enough. I'll add this on. When the Chinese market doesn't get involved, it seems to stay down a little bit. But there's a couple buyers that once they like it, and once it translates well to the Asian market, it flies. So, you know, if it's it's obviously numeric and 3-letter, but even other names that seem to translate or popular, like selfie sticks. I'm not sure if it went to the Asian market, but they love selfie sticks. And I noticed that those things get bid up. Cheesy, I don't think will, but that one I like, 3 to 5 grand. I have a little questions on some of them. I shouldn't, but Big 12 to me being a conference, I assume that there's no problem there. Vespa's, you know, I thought Vespa was a brand name, but you know, I don't know about
So what
those.
you're saying is Big 12 could be a sports conference, and you might not want to check your trademarks on those.
It is a trademark, a definite trademark.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you guys point those out. It just goes to show that NameJet doesn't filter these things. You need to make good buying decisions based on due diligence. Go to trademark247.com, do a search for Big 12, do a search for Vespa, make your own decision.
And every word in the English language practically is trademarked. You have to look how it's being used.
Right.
And make, you know, there's some obvious things. You know, just because it's trademarked doesn't mean you can't use it for something else. So you don't run away when you see a trademark, but be smart about it. Big 12, ask 8 of your friends what they think of Big 12, and if they all come up the same thing, you're probably facing a little bit of a problem. So that's something that kind of scares me. I got enough things to deal with without adding more of those kind of things. So
Yeah.
You know, again, you know, I'm a big runner's blog. The blog thing maybe not be as big as it used to be, but runner's blog sticks in your mind. It's not worth anything, but of course I like that one. Internet browser, I can have a discussion with you all day. I love the name, but is it too generic? I mean, I have this too generic talk all the time with people about, are you going to type in internet browser, or are you going to type in cheesy and go to something that's an internet browser? Mm-hmm. I think I'm more a cheesy guy than internet browser right now, so I would take those two all day.
You are a cheesy guy.
Other than
Shane.
that, I'm not really bidding too much. I'm sure Drew will have different opinions, but I'm not.
Uh-oh. Shane locked up. He was telling us that his internet connection may drop out, and I think it just dropped out. So, Drew, let's go over to you.
Okay.
What do you like on this list and why?
Back.
Hey, Shane, are you
we
back?
okay? Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, I was going to do one more, and that was Easy Wills. You know, as a man with children, a quick law will site, Easy Wills, would be something that I would go to create a quick will and pay $19 to do a legal Zoom type thing. So
Don't you
I think that's a real
Easy
strong.
Wills is too specialized? Wouldn't you go to like a legal Zoom where it has wills as well as everything else?
Maybe, unless I got an email from some guy in Canada that told me that Easy Wills was the easiest place to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that.
What would you pay for Easy Wills on NameJet?
I wouldn't pay too much because it's more of a build out play, but it is a nice name. $500-$600 probably only.
Yeah. And internet browser, what do you think it'll sell for on NameJet?
Probably more than I would pay for, but I still don't think it's too much. 1,000. That'd be
think
my
it'll
guess.
only go
I don't
for
think it sells
1,000?
for that much. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks, Shane. Drew, let's go to you. What do you like on the list and why?
Okay. There's only really 3 names I like. I like Runner's Blog. I think, you know, with .blog coming out and going to be, you know, probably one of the more popular of the new TLDs, you know, anything like, you know, the way that these registries are pricing names, you know, astronomically, you know, I can imagine that runners.blog is going to probably be a name that they're pricing in thousands of dollars as a first-time registration, right? And then you're going to pay some stupid annual registration fee on top of that. So I think that immediately puts a floor of like probably, you know, let's say $2,500 to say the least. on runnersblog.com, age.com.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
And, skibuddy.com, great name. I mean, that is the term, like, you learn in ski school, like ski with a buddy, right? So, the buddy system. I
like that one.
I like SkiBuddy. I think
what would you think that one sells for?
Well, I like, it's not a name I'd pay a ton for on NameJet. Like, I'd pay a few $100s for it for sure, probably up to like 500. You catch me on the right day, I might even go up to $1,000 on that name. If I had it and I was pricing it for retail, I think 15 to 25.
Yeah.
Certainly reasonable.
15K.
Yeah.
I think like it could be an app or some appliance you wear for like backcountry, and suddenly you stop moving and it sends out your beacon. It's like your ski button when you slam into a tree.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a subscription service for like, your, who knows? It could be something really great. It's a very good brand.
Yeah.
So that's and then I agree 100%. Cheesy.com, awesome brand. Love it. I mean, that's definitely a marketing campaign for many different things, whether it's, a cheese company itself, or Domino's Pizza, or, I don't know. There's lots of, dairy is a big deal.
So what do you think it's going to sell for?
I think Cheesy will do $10,000, maybe even a little bit more than that on NameJet. I think Shane's going to get priced out on this one.
You don't know how much money I have.
That's right. He's going to go sell some sugar maples, baby.
That's exactly right.
Shane said he was up for probably $5,000 on this.
I'm downplaying. This is a game, Drew. This is a game.
All right. You already mentioned that Vespa's is one of your clients. Is that a concern for a trademark, Drew?
I think that's probably why the name's being sold on NameJet. But look, there's been time and time again. I mean, there's lots and lots of names out there. Like, I won't mention them because I know most of the owners. But like a specific type of car, a specific type of bike, motorcycle, and in the plural. And then there are actually, like, I think even Mustangs.com. I might be wrong on that, but I think it's Mustangs.com is like a super successful forum that I think, if I'm not mistaken, was bought by Internet Brands for a crap load of money. So you can operate a sort of fan site, a forum, a community on these things. I don't know how it works in terms of earning revenue, and if that immediately means you're infringing on their trademark by monetizing their goodwill. But there is a use case for Vespas.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
You certainly can use it, and if you're going to do a community or forum about a niche of automotive products, Vespas are about as loyal a fan base worldwide as anything. I mean, whether it's Mustangs or Harleys, Vespas are a huge community. So I think that there probably is a very good use case for Vespas.com without infringing on the trademark. But anybody buying it just has to be conscious that there is a trademark and that it has to be used in an appropriate way, and it probably has to be used. It probably can't just be
parked.
Yeah, it definitely can't be parked.
Yep. All right, Adam, let's go over to you. What do you think about the NameJet list?
So I like Easy Wills, although I don't think Shane would trust his family with a $19 will and think they're well taken care of.
I know, Shane. Seriously, get a lawyer, dude.
I
do like Easy Wills, and I do like Runner's Blog. Big 12 is going to be, when I get it, it's going to be the name of a male strip club. Vespas and Big 12, yeah, both trademark risks. I actually like one that nobody else likes here, lowclass.com. I like it because I think it's a really good site that could go viral if you build it as a video site, because people are always watching weird stuff they do with the Walmart shoppers and all the other stuff. I think where they're walking around with their pants down and this big fat person wearing a tiny thong. I mean, there's all kinds of wacky outfits to wear. I think if you did a viral site, it doesn't. I wouldn't make fun of middle, low class, or high class because to me the classes are ridiculous anyway. We're all people, but I think if you do low class as a viral video site, and you're talking about low class behavior rather than just people, I think it could be a viral site. So I did backorder while we're talking.
But is that low class or is that low brow? Like, is the phrase low brow humor?
I don't know about that. I just know if you see something, you can look at something and dressed inappropriately and think or behaving inappropriately and think that's low class behavior.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's the way I would look at it.
Yeah.
I don't think Steve's starting to hold back, falling out of his chair laughing. I don't know, he's got that face on.
I mean, it could be, I don't want to pick anybody, I don't want to pick on Walmart or any state in particular, Tennessee. I don't know. So I like those. I like Runner's Blog, Easy Wills, and other than that, I'm not so crazy about the list. I think cheesy would be okay, only because Drew's right. Some company would want it, because cheesy is not a real negative word. It could be a positive word. It could be anything. It's a good description word for a company and a great slogan for a product.
Adam, what do you think EasyWills.com will sell for on NameJet?
Well, we've talked about it. I think it's going to go for $1,500.
$1,500.
And Runner's Blog will go for at least that.
Yeah.
Closer to $2,500. Lots of people are into running. I mean, before we got in the show, you and Shane were talking about running 10 miles or something like that. So.
Well, I was talking about running a mile. He was talking about running 10 miles.
Well,
yeah.
He's in better shape than all of us. So.
He is. It's because he's got that thing that he what's that thing that you do on the street with that?
Elliptigo.
Elliptigo. Go do a search on YouTube for Elliptigo. That's what Shane does around Illinois.
The company to buy those off of, by the way, is StreetStrider.com. Just a free plug. I don't have any.
Hey, nobody mentioned AirScrubbers.com. Is that too keyword focused for you guys?
No, I looked at it. I liked it because it was a product, and there's over 1 million listings.
There's a lot of air scrubbers, yeah.
I didn't know what it was till I looked at it, and when I looked at it, I thought it is a good product domain name.
Yeah.
And they're expensive, which makes them even better.
And you need them, like coffee roasters need to scrub before they vent, restaurants need to scrub, and then of course you get into the manufacturing and you have to scrub,
Okay, you clearly do a lot more cleaning than the rest of us.
Yes. So, all right, so nobody liked it enough to bid on it.
No.
To pick it. All right.
Hey, I just want to note something. I just received an email from thedomains.com saying that generational.com sold by Sato for $70,000. I think that speaks pretty highly to the value of timeless.com.
Yeah.
If generational.com can sell for 70, I think timeless, which has a very similar meaning,
yep.
Is worth some.
There's a lot of variables in there, though, Drew. We don't know anything about it.
No, I agree, but I mean, I think it's a name that you can certainly find plenty of similarities, plenty of characteristics to compare.
So are you increasing your offer on Timeless?
Yeah, what's the offer now? $15K? Shit, I'd do $15K, Drew. You got the money. What's your offer?
15-1.
I'll go 16.
There you go.
You just cost him $1,000.
All right. Twinselfie.com. Who doesn't like twins and who doesn't like selfies?
No, if it was twins with us in the selfie, that's different. But just twin selfie.
I'll visit the site. I won't buy it.
All right. All right.
Game time. No.
All right. There we go. There's the NameJet list. We'll see what happens with cheesy.com and skibuddy.com. I think those were two of my favorites on there. I'm not going to talk about Runner's Blog because I'm going to actually bid on that one.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We're entering the lightning round. Today, we're going to play Name That Price. We've done this in the past, but you know why we had to cancel that game? Because Adam kept kicking everybody's butt at this game, so we had to cancel it. Now we're going to shift it. Just like domains have shifted in pricing. The numerics are up, the 2 letters are up, the 3 letters are up. We can't look at what sold a year ago. So we're going to look at domain names that sold recently, and we're going to talk about their valuations. So here's how the game works. I name 3 domain names that sold recently. Doesn't matter who it sold to. I don't care if it's an end user or a wholesaler. You write down the price that you think it's sold at. You can't look up search volume, past sales, anything like that. Closest to the answer wins. Best 2 out of 3 wins the game. First up, it's a great brandable domain name, at least in my opinion. The domain name is Paperclip, right? You guys all think Paperclip's a good brandable, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the .com, it's the .co. Paperclip.co. What do you think it sold for? Write down your answer.
Office supply or pay-per-click?
Sorry. Paperclip. Clip.
Okay.
Paper,
Office supply.
CLIP. Paperclip.com.
.co.
I actually had one right next to my desk.
It's .co.
.co. Paperclip.co. What do you think it sold for? Write down your answers and get ready to hold them up. Adam's writing. Shane is writing. We'll see if the visor helps out today for Shane. All right,
No,
Shane's
it's
ready.
not.
Hold them up, gentlemen. Paperclip.co. Shane wrote $2,200. Drew wrote $2,501. And Adam wrote $1,500. All right, so let me ask you before I tell you what the answer is. If it were paperclip.com, what do you think the retail value could be?
Closer to 100.
100?
50 to 100. 50 to 100.
50.
50 to 100, somewhere in there. You guys are all in agreement. It's right around there. Did you think about how much the .com was worth before you set your price for the .co?
No, I thought about what the .co was worth before I thought about the com. Or before I thought about the keyword.
Yeah, I don't have a ratio for .co like I do .net.
That's not the first thing that comes to your mind. You're like, how much is a .co worth with a good second-level domain like Paperclip? And
Well,
Drew, what went through your mind when you were thinking paperclip.co?
Me?
Drew.
Oh.
I was thinking Michael Cyger's wasting our damn time on these crappy domains again.
I was thinking they forgot the M.
You were not. You were thinking, I could probably sell this to a startup.
For $5,000.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
we're all in the same ballpark at least.
You are all in the same ballpark. The correct answer is $1,650 at CEDO. Adam gets the W for being closest. They are going to build an app.
1,600.
1,650. 1650. They are going to build an app that lets you trade unwanted items with others around you. So a geolocating.
What does paperclip have to do with that?
Remember the guy traded a paperclip for a new house?
Yeah.
Yeah, traded up and over again.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the name's based on, I assume.
Maybe. All right, next up. Sold recently on Flippa. I'm going to tell you where it sold. As a domain name, the domain name I want you to value is tattoo.directory. Tattoo. Tattoo.directory. What do you think it sold for? Write down your answer. Tattoo.directory. All right. Shane's ready. Drew's ready. Adam's still writing. Hold on. I think he's drawing a picture too. All right, here we go. Show him. Show me what you got. All right, Shane got 510. Drew got 900. Is that right, Drew?
I hate being in the middle.
And Adam got 300? 3,000.
Yeah.
Is that 3,000, Adam?
3,000.
3,000. All right.
Oh.
Now, Adam, you are two multiples higher than Drew, and Shane, you're like the bottom of the rung here. But all of you rated tattoo.directory 510. Yeah. All of it rated higher than regular registration costs. So there is a reseller market, right?
No. You said this name sold. So by some stroke of dumb luck, the guy who happened to own this name actually found a buyer, unlike the other 99.9% of people who registered similar names. So just for the simple fact that we're including the domain in the game, we have to assign a value to it because we know it's sold. But, you know, if it was a game of did this name sell, and if so, for what price, or did it not sell at all?
You guys would be like,
not sold at all.
Didn't sell. All right.
Yeah.
It sold for $925 on Flippa. Drew gets the W on that one. Now, I ran tattoodirectory.com through
Hold on,
Estabot.
Drew was so close he must have bought it.
Yeah, I think he did.
definitely
So which is better, guys? Tattoodirectory.com or tattoo.directory? Adam, which is better?
A.com.
.com. Drew, which is better?
.com.
Shane, which is better?
Yeah, you know you're getting .coms across this board.
No, but I mean, go out and ask anybody at a coffee shop if they've ever heard of .directory. They're not going to know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even in schools, they don't know, and the kids are so technologically inclined, they don't know anything about GTLD.
All right. Just a matter of time, though. All right, last up. Apple announced their smartwatch last week when this comes out. It will retail for $325. Some might say it's timeless. There's an option to go all the way up to $10,000. Google owns smartwatch.com and smartwatch.net. So I want to know, what do you think smartwatch.info sold for? Write down your answer.
If I get it,
Shane, you had an answer. You're going to flash up there just to be cocky, and I switched it up on you.
No, I was part of that. I was the final bidder. So I can tell you, I think I can get it almost to the dollar.
Quiet. All right.
No.
Hold up your answer.
Let's start throwing this into a pipe.
Oh, look at that.
Shane. Shane wrote 3,100. Adam wrote 3,000. And Drew wrote 500. And the correct answer is 3,100, right on the dot. Nice job there. So you were the last bidder on that one?
I was towards the end there, and I have to admit I was helping him sell it. But I tried to. I thought about buying it before it even went to market, and then after it started going, I'm like, oh, I want this name, and then I just had to back out because I think it went like 12 hours extended. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was Mike Hawley, who's a well-known domainer. I've worked with him in the past. I've traded emails. I just happened to see his name on the flip as I was looking through some sales, and I saw this one sold 4 days ago. It was it's a .info. Seems like a good sale, but smartwatches are hot right now.
Yeah, we're gonna need a tiebreaker on this one.
We're gonna need a tiebreaker. Everybody's got to win. All right, this is an old tiebreaker. I pulled it out from a while ago. All right, here's the tiebreaker, gentlemen. Get ready to write down your answer. Dumbanddumber.com. How much did it sell for?
Oh.
Dumbanddumber.com. The tie-breaking question. Everybody's writing down their answer. Let's see how lucky the visor is today. I like that you guys each got one W each. All right. Shane's going with 3,100.
Yeah, I'm not changing it.
All right. Drew's going with $9,003, and Adam is going for $6,000. Did I get your numbers right?
Yes.
All right. Now, what if I told you that domain name sales sold it?
Hold on.
Too late.
I like that as zero.
Exactly. You would have been closer. The correct answer is $15,000. Drew gets the W, and he gets the win for the day. Wow.
I wasn't rooting against Adam.
Nice work, gentlemen.
It's okay. Congratulations, Drew.
I know. Finally. Let's go. Shane, the visor almost came through for you. All right. I got a couple questions. The first one's from a gentleman or a woman named Elevator. Adam, this is for you. Elevator wrote...
That's a tough name.
I'm sorry, but you can't just drop that with a straight face.
Elevator.
It's
on the post.
No, it's
a
Elevator.
Elevator.
I will rise up and answer this question.
He or she wrote, I'm surprised to see that you have registered domains on .club and their .coms are still available. What's your thinking behind this tactic? Will the single word .club be top of mind in the future over the two-word .com?
So I have to be completely open and honest on this one. The thinking behind it was that I was stupid and didn't check. And since I've read that comment, I've since registered the .com. So thank you for that.
All right. So
there was just an error in judgment.
So it is a good tactic to go after the .club single word or phrase.
I will always go after if I'm going after an extension, I always go after the com as well, and the CA. But in this case, I missed the com, so it was just an oversight.
Yeah. Drew and Shane, you agree it's the right investing tactic to take?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, question from Victor. 2009.com, the number 2009.com, sold for $22,500 on Cedo in January 2015. Why? Aren't old dates less desirable? or was it the fact that this is a numeric and numerics are on the rise make it valuable? Shane, what do you think?
Absolutely, because it's a numeric. At this point, they're not thinking of the date. Maybe 5 years ago that came into play, but right now it's certainly not a play at all. It's pure numeric.
Pure numeric.
And maybe you can still buy it considering it doesn't resolve.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Drew, was it a good buy for $22,500?
It's probably a little over market, but the market will probably catch up to it. Not that far off.
All right. There you go, Victor. 30 seconds a piece to promote anything you want. Let's start with you, Shane.
Domain Shane, it's what I do. So yeah, if you come by and read my daily list, read the blog. Aaron does some good stuff on what sold in the past, what they're doing with it, a little history on the names, a little flips and flops. There was a couple bad flops this week. So yeah, that's really what I'm promoting.
And
that's
I heard
that's
that
where
you
I
just
live.
got rid of 8 characters. But bam, just
Yeah,
cut
that's
it down.
Yeah, the funny thing is I couldn't believe it came up because so Aaron and I formed Domain Shane Accidental Domainer. We combined the blogs and formed one, but it was too long, so we decided to keep just Domain Shane. But I wanted a shortener, and it just wasn't available. And bam, it comes up at GoDaddy at auction, and I got it for $666. So I don't know what that means.
So you bought DSAD for Domain Shane Accidental Domainer. DSAD for $600.
Yeah, 666, the lucky number. Hey, I was surprised it went. I mean, it could have gone any. I'll be honest with you. I typed in 3,000 just because what we needed it for, and whatever it went for, and that's when I woke up. That's what it was. So yeah, I think it makes it a little easier to type in. And Aaron deserves some credit. I kind of hogged the name, and my personality is casts a lot of shadows, but he does a heck of a job on the. Doing part of it. So I'm glad that we were able to get that.
Yeah, I think you should pick up runnersblog.com for him. So you can type in dsad.com and it'll redirect.
Absolutely.
So you're going to keep it. What if I offered you $2,000 for it today and you guys got a profit? Would you take
2,000. Drew sends me 2,000 just out of fun. I don't need 2,000.
What if somebody came to you and offered for $20,000? Would you sell it?
I sure would call Aaron, see what he thinks.
All right, Drew.
That's retirement money in Panama.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Drew. Anything you want to promote? What domains are hot this week?
So we have just started a new auction listing with NameJet. We have got some absolutely killer names going up on auction. Names like criminology.com, uncutdiamonds.com, pompeii.com, xvz.com, webproxy.com, airlift.com, paula.net, diveshop.com, and my personal favorite, ganja.org, as well as many more. I'm just listing a few of the most premium names. So those are up and ready for back orders at NameJet, and the auction will start, some of the earlier auctions will start in about a month.
I saw ganja.org. I was surprised that that you're selling that one. I think I put in a back order on it.
Yep, so it's actually, it's owned by one of our other companies that's involved with ganjapreneur.com, and we're actually, the only reason we're selling it is to fund more content for Ganjapreneur. And we basically decided Ganjapreneur is our brand, and even though we, Ganja, we actually owned even earlier than that, Ganja.org. We're making it a sacrificial lamb. I mean, honestly, it's a little bit painful to sell that one because it's the bang-on word. Even if it's not a word, it's a big thing. I mean, cannabis.org sold for 6 figures, so I think we'll see, but. The money's going to go towards more content and improvements for Ganjapreneur.
Cool. All right. I'm going to put some back orders in on those. Adam, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to increase your sales by 400%, go visit livepersons.com and put a live spokesman on your website. We've done testing with quite a few, and it's helping a lot. It's really cool. It's a walk-on salesperson. They read whatever script you want them to do. And you can pick up to 50 or 60 different characters, male or female, young or old. It's pretty good. And then
Can I
just
get the blue guy?
you can get no, it's not that. It's much better now.
Okay. I like the blue guy though. He's handsome.
And also to I think you did an article on him about kill the blue guy or something.
So that's not your company, right, Adam? Livepersons.com?
Yeah, it is my company.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, they changed the name of Sherpas to porters now, Mike. So that's what they're
They
called.
are not porters. Sherpas is so much cooler.
Well, they're porters.
Well, you guys aren't my porters. You're the Sherpas.
DomainPorters.com. I see a name now.
I better go get it for a defensive registration.
It's already taken by somebody else at a different company.
Are you serious? DomainPorters.com is taken already?
Yeah, I'm using it for nothing, but anyway. Anyway, so that's it. Live persons for me.
Livepersons.com. All right. And if you haven't done your taxes yet, go do them before it's too late. DNTaxGuide.com can help you out. We wrote it. We back it. 100% guarantee. If you don't like it, email me, Michael@DomainSherpa.com. I'll give you back your money.
And don't be like most domainers. Do your taxes. Make sure you
do
pay
your
them up,
taxes.
'cause Uncle Sam will come get you one day. Get your domain tax guide.
He will.
I'm Panama.
And if you're on DN Tax Guide and you type in the code, because there's a little code box, do not type in Porter, type in Sherpa, and you get a discount. If you receive benefit from today's show, please post a comment below and thank today's Sherpas. Thanks to Hiram Ip for submitting his portfolio for review and making a generous donation to help find a cure for cancer. Thanks to NameJet for submitting their portfolio and sponsoring the Domain Sherpa review. NameJet, anything you can do to keep prices down for us is appreciated. And thanks again to our Domain Sherpas, Adam Dicker, Andrew Rosener, and Shane Cultura for sharing their experience and insights. We'll see you all next time.